What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Oh, welcome to the MG Show, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come right in, get comfy, get your popcorn, because we have some breaking news today. There was a letter sent by Oleksandr Dubinsky from Ukraine. He's a Ukrainian whistleblower. We're going to get into that. But before we go any further, I want to welcome my partner in justice, Shady Groove. Some interesting developments happening.
Man, oh man, there sure are. Welcome everybody to Tuesday here today. It is 7/22. We are almost through the month of July. And let me tell you, 6 months of winning is good for the soul, and it should be good for the American spirit, the American dream, the American perspective. The standing up and proclaiming that you are an American does not make you a bully. And the establishment wants everybody to think that because you're proud to be an American, that you're a bully. Well, guess what? That doesn't make you a bully. What that makes you is proud to be an American. And what we're seeing right now is a whole slew of people, Jeff, that decided that they were going to come after a man who was doing the bidding of we the people.
Yeah.
Donald Trump in 2016 was doing the bidding of we the people. That's what he was doing. And then they tried to take it away from us. They tried to take it, like what they did to every single thing that they did to Donald Trump, they did to us. Yeah. And I think we're getting ready to have a big heaping helping of, oh my gosh, here today.
And, you know, this show has talked about Ukraine. You know, there's 27 posts with Ukraine. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this new whistleblower trying to get in touch with DNI Tulsi Gabbard. Oleksandr Dubinsky, a Ukrainian parliament member, sent a letter to DNI Gabbard. Sorry, let me say that right. And it alleges political prosecution. Remember, Donald Trump had the perfect phone call. And remember his first cabinet, like what Shady was talking about, all those people were ripped out and replaced. He did not have the cabinet he needed in order to get justice, because they're all in the background trying to usurp and you know, Ukraine impeachment #1, Russia, you know, all these, you know, Steele dossier, all these stupid, fake, made up stories, right? He had the perfect phone call with Zelenskyy, and they wanted to impeach him because of that, guys. I mean, this ties back to possibly the biolabs, the war in Ukraine. Remember Joe Biden, Shady Grove, wanted to fire a political person, a lawyer in Ukraine that was going after his son, Hunter Biden. Sorry, because this is all like, this is crazy, guys. So, well, SOB, we're not going to give you the money unless you fire that lawyer that is, you know, persecuting or prosecuting Biden. So that was quid pro quo, right? We know what it is. You know what it is. So Dubinsky actually claims that he was imprisoned in the Ukraine, okay? And since November 2023, on fabricated charges of discrediting Joe Biden. Where have we heard that before? We've had the same, we were censored on multiple platforms for discrediting Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Obama, right?
Well, isn't it interesting right now what you're seeing going on with Hunter?
Yeah. Well, so this does relate to Burisma, okay?
Exactly right. So, and it also relates to Obama because of the coup, and it relates to Brennan, and it relates to Comey because of the coup that was initiated in Ukraine in like 2013. So you don't, these people that we're talking about here, and everybody's like, screaming and yelling about arrest. These people have literally destroyed a modern European country within less than a decade.
Yeah. And so it's very interesting. We're going to read the letter as well, and then go into a little bit of background. I've been talking to him on X DMs. What a nice guy. And this is breaking news because it unlocks another portion of the corruption. Okay. And, this Ukrainian intelligence was orchestrated in this case, particularly during the 2020 and 2024 elections. Oleksandr actually accuses U.S. agencies like the FBI and the State Department and the intelligence community, interesting, right, for fabricating Russiagate accusations against Donald Trump. And we're starting to see that happen now, right, with the other stuff that's being, dumped by DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, and covering up the Biden corruption. That's what this is all about. They don't want you to find out about their corruption, okay? So that's why they attacked Donald J. Trump. They manipulate the intelligence to make it look like it's still Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, and it's fake BS. There was no collusion.
This show talking about government corruption is the reason that we are censored.
Yep.
We could talk about any type of other conspiracy that we want to, but whenever we dig in and we start talking about existing political figures, current existing corruption, we have kicked the bee's nest on both sides of the political aisle.
We sure have. So basically, the Russiagate accusations against Trump, covering up for Biden corruption, and influencing the 2016 election, Dubinsky further claims that in 2019, this operation targeted him and Zelensky's inner circle, linking Burisma corruption to USAID and George Soros-funded networks, as reported right here on the MG Show, guys. In 2021, he was sanctioned by the U.S. OFAC without a court ruling or formal charges, and allegedly due to political pressure from the Biden administration, he offers to confirm these claims under oath, Shady Groove. This is big breaking news. When I got this post this morning, it was only 3,000. Now it's only got 7,900 views, okay? And this is very important. So are you ready to start reading, what he's sending to DNI Gabbard?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it because this is big stuff, guys. So this is from Oleksandr Dubinsky at Dubinsky _pro, DUBINSKY _pro. As someone who has constantly spoken out against the weaponization of U.S. institutions for political purposes, I believe Tulsi Gabbard, DNI Gabbard, will understand the gravity of what I'm about to share. I've just sent a letter to DNI Gabbard detailing a statement outlining how the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine in 2019, together with Zelensky's administration, extended the 2016 Russiagate operation into Ukraine in 2019. Using unlawful sanctions, political pressure, and backroom demands, they silenced the witnesses, including mine. I am currently a member of the Ukrainian parliament, imprisoned since November 2023, not for any crime, but for exposing the corruption of the Biden family and their ties to Burisma. I am ready to testify under oath before Congress, journalists, or any international court, because the truth still matters, Shady Grove. And here is a copy of the letter. So the letter reads as such. It was sent on 21st of July, 2025 to Director Tulsi Gabbard in the office of DNI, right? National Intelligence. I am Oleksandr Dubinsky, a current member of the Ukrainian parliament. Since November 2023, I've been imprisoned in Ukraine on fabricated and absurd charges of discrediting Joe Biden, a charge brought against me for exposing his corruption ties in Ukraine through the company Burisma. Left-wing radicals acting through Ukrainian intelligence services orchestrated the case against me. Today, I am a direct witness as to how Russiagate has unfolded in Ukraine, both in 2020 and again in 2024, precisely when the elections are taking place in the United States. The publication of declassification documents related to the 2016 Russiagate scandal has definitively shown U.S. government agencies, primarily FBI, State Department, and the intelligence community, were used as tools in a political operation to fabricate accusations, stage a conspiracy against Donald Trump, cover up the Biden's corruption, and ultimately steal an election. But this operation did not end in 2016. In 2019, it took on a new form, this time with the Ukrainian front. That year, in the middle of the U.S. presidential election, the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv and Zelensky's inner circle launched a crackdown on anyone who publicly raised issue of Burisma, Biden's corruption, and broader international corruption linked to U.S. aid and Soros-funded grant networks. In 2019, I was the first Ukrainian lawmaker to publicly present evidence of the Biden family's financial corruption in Ukraine. For this, in January 2021, I was added to the U.S. OFAC sanctions list without any court ruling, formal charges, or no proof, solely because my political stance and the public disclosures. I was sanctioned based on false denunciation submitted by a Ukraine NGO funded by U.S. aid. I want to inform you and the ODNI that in February 2021, shortly after OFAC sanctions were imposed against me, and this is from Mr. Oleksandr Dubinsky, I had several conversations with this matter with David Archimaya, the head of the Servant of the People parliamentary faction. According to him, he was acting on behalf of President Zelenskyy at the time. During these discussions, I was given an ultimatum: either voluntarily resign as deputy chair of the Verkhovna Rada's committee on financial, tax, and customs policy, or publicly declare my withdrawal from the faction and the party. The reason: a direct demand from the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine to the president's office to demonstrate loyalty to the new Biden administration. During one of these conversations, Mr. Arachimaya, and I'm sorry if I'm saying the name incorrectly, showed me an SMS exchange on his phone with the U.S. Charge d'Affaires in Ukraine, and at that time, Kristina Kvien. Her messages stated, quote, and it's Biden, the administration is waiting for a signal from the Ukrainian, and removing Dubinsky must serve as the signal to Kolominsky, a Ukrainian businessman who helped bring Zelenskyy into power. And we've talked about Kolominsky here on this show as well, guys. In my consideration, this is direct evidence that U.S. diplomatic and sanctioned tools were used in 2021 unlawfully and solely for the purpose of political pressure, intimidation, and neutralization of a witness with knowledge of the Biden's corrupt activities in Ukraine. In this way, the Ukrainian government, under the control of the Biden administration, became an extension of the operation that began in 2016 as Russiagate and continued in 2019 in the form of its Ukrainian branch. He states, I am ready to confirm this information under oath in an international court before the U.S. Congress or in front of journalist Oleksandr Dubinsky, member of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, political prisoner of Zelenskyy regime.
Wow.
Wow.
There you have a little bit of things that the powers that be, the corrupt people that be, do not want you seeing people like this and information like this, because this is the dirty kind of information that really gets people in trouble quick.
Yeah, it is. And, pray for his safety as well. He's offered to possibly do a interview with us, but it has to be us asking questions and him with his lawyer as well. So stay tuned for that. But this story is very, very important because it does tie into a lot of things that we've been talking about. Remember, we did the Ukrainian biolabs. We talked about how the funding went into the Ukrainian embassy, the American embassy in Ukraine. We talked about how it was from the DTRA, the Pentagon. We talked about Lindsey Graham, Amy Klobuchar, and John McCain. We don't say his name, no name. Okay. We've talked about all this. We've talked about Pelosi's son, Kerry's son, Romney's son, all waiting for George Soros to call to cover this information up, guys. It's here. We've talked about it, and this could be a developing proof, guys.
And it's
one of those pesky proofs, Shady.
Yeah, we're going to move into that now. A matter of fact, if you would please, Poussin, if you would grab the video "Sons of Tyranny" from here, the original broadcast, and maybe post that link to the chat, please. Also, and maybe Yeti, take that and put it in the description of the show, so it will be in the description of the show, so you guys can go back and see how in depth. Like this is a 2 hours of a broadcast that you cannot miss if you are watching this show to understand what it is that we've dug up. And there's so many instances of this where we have all of this reservoir or of resources where we can share with you to get you up to speed really fast, because I know that we have a lot of people here that have only been maybe with us for like the last 3 to 4 months because you found us recently. You've migrated away from the fake MAGA people, and you're starting to realize that you've been intentionally diverted from what it is that really matters and distracted. So those links will be here for you, and this is completely connecting to all of that, Jeff, and it's also going to connect to some other things that we're not even going to be able to get into today.
That's right. And by the way, we do know that the president is meeting with the Philippines right now.
Yes.
In order to restructure the Federal Reserve by doing deals directly for the people. That's a proof as well, guys. It's a restructuring of your economy. Probably tariffs are involved and big investments into the United States. So we understand that's happening, but this, I think, we're on the cutting edge of this news. There's only one other person that did an interview with Oleksandr Dubinsky, and that's Jason Goodman. I'll share that interview with you guys if you want, but we'd like to break this news. So we're one of the first, Shady.
We're absolutely one of the first, and also, we are what Jeff's talking about there with doing deals with the Philippines. We are also seeing the rhetoric ramp up big time against the Fed. This is amazing stuff that's going on. Like the whole house of cards, you can see every single angle from the whole periphery of the house of cards is under assault. It's all falling down. It's collapsing with its own in its own footprint. The idea that this is going on right now, and we've just had Hunter coming out with his diatribe of but boy, oh boy, he's got some truth bombs in there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I want to thank real quick for our subscriptions given to the MG Show. Jojo Guns, thank you so much. 1 subscription to the MG Show. Whips and Spur, 5 subscriptions. Thank you so much. And we also got our friend Embattled Farmer, 5 subscriptions to the MG Show. We love you. Make sure you're doing the donations through the web, guys, and not the app, if possible. Thank you very much. All right, so let's just go into who is Oleksandr Dubinsky, right, guys? I mean, don't we want to understand who that is?
You do.
And let me go into this.
Because we're not just going to tell you stuff. We're going to explain to you what it is that has the background so you can make an informed decision on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is an article. We archived it January 7th, 2025. Who is Oleksandr Dubinsky and how he became a political prisoner of Zelenskyy? And we're just going to kind of run through this a little bit. It's a good primer to understand exactly what's happening. And remember, they wanted to impeach Donald Trump for the perfect phone call, guys. All right.
This is a political prisoner that the establishment does not want to bring here. Like this is a guy that they don't want to save.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So here he is right here being detained. He's in court. This is their court. He's a political prisoner. This was in 2024. That's Oleksandr Dubinsky right there. There is 5 years between these photos, okay? Oleksandr Dubinsky was born in Kyiv in 1981 to a family of engineers. He holds 4 higher education degrees in engineering, taxation, economics, and public administration. While studying, he was also involved in business in the field of radio electronics. In 2004, he began his career as a financial journalist at Economic News, the first daily business newspaper in Ukraine from 2006 to 2008. He was recognized as the best financial journalist in Ukraine in 3 consecutive years. In 2009, Dubinsky transitioned into management, first leading a general interest weekly. In 2010, he was offered the opportunity to create his first investigative journalism program in Ukraine at the 1+1 TV channel. We know all about the 1+1 TV channel, don't we, guys?
We got a huge dig on that.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
And they were to do with the Capitol.
And they were there filming at the Capitol
with BG on the scene.
Imagine that. He became the creative producer of the program, later host under his leadership. The news programming on 1+1 developed was repeatedly recognized as the best in Ukraine. Starting off his political career in 2019, Oleksandr Dubinsky began his career by supporting Volodymyr Zelenskyy as a presidential candidate. At the same time, he became one of the most outspoken critics of then President Petro Poroshenko, and we know all about Poroshenko here on this show. Dubinsky's publications and investigative exposing Poroshenko's activities. I even think I have some of those videos. Okay, guys, do you remember those videos where they were sitting there talking about the corruption? They've been wiped from the internet, and I think I have them archived, Shady.
I do remember the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, I have them. All right, so the same year, Dubinsky became the member of the Ukrainian parliament, winning a seat in the district of Poroshenko's longtime ally and leader of his parliamentary faction, and that would be Kononenko. Okay, in Zelensky's, that's why I wanted you to read this, Shady. In Zelensky's team, Alexander took the position of deputy chairman of the Verkhovna Rada Committee on Financial Tax and Customs Policy. He quickly became one of the most popular politicians in the country. At the same time, Dubinsky positioned himself as an international whistleblower, accusing individual members of the Servant of the People faction and government members of corruption, fighting corruption, including holding Poroshenko and his entourage accountable. And that remained his key priority. In 2019, Zelenskyy asked Dubinsky to take part in the creation of a parliamentary investigative committee to investigate the internal corruption in the course of working on this important project. And remember, in 2019, Trump was president, okay?
Correct.
Okay, guys? That's very important to understand. In the course of working on this important project, Dubinsky joined the press conference where he revealed budgetary theft. Man, I have this press conference, Shady.
I was going to say, this whole thing sounds familiar. Like this is part of a show that we've done. It might have been even the 1+1 show that we did. I can't remember which one it is. But we brought this information in. I haven't read this article yet, guys. So
Dubinsky, at that press conference where he revealed budgetary theft from the Ukrainian state budget through a scheme involving state bonds and manipulations with oil and gas extraction permits. As an example, he cited the scheme organized by former ecology miniature Zlochevsky through the Burisma Company.
Yep.
The money siphoned from Ukraine budget through his company was used to buy political influence from Hunter Biden, influencing his father, U.S. Vice President Joe Biden in 2019. In 2020, Zelenskyy asked Dubinsky to continue investigating the corruption of the Biden family and take part in a press conference where recordings of the conversations between Joe Biden. See, we've got these. We've played these. Joe Biden and Poroshenko, and they were presented. The goal, and it was obvious quid pro quo, guys. The goal was to hold Poroshenko accountable for state treason and international corruption. However, Dubinsky refused to participate in these events and declined the offer to head the parliamentary commission on this matter, which was created without his involvement. Dubinsky warned Zelenskyy and his office head Ermak that this could be seen as interference in the U.S. presidential elections. It was. Despite his refusal, Dubinsky continued his anti-corruption work both internationally and nationally. His efforts earned him strong support among voters. In early 2020, he was appointed the head of election campaign in the Kherson region. And in the summer, he became the head of the party in Kyiv. Okay, wow. With an 11% rating, Dubinsky was considered a potential candidate for the mayor of Kyiv from presidential party, but Zelenskyy asked him to withdraw in favor of another candidate approved by the party. In local elections on October 2020, Dubinsky secured the best result for the president's party across Ukraine. However, after Joe Biden's victory in the U.S. presidential election in November, Zelenskyy shifted political alignment towards the Democrat Party in the United States. Close probe in Ukraine against Joe Biden. He closed the probe in Ukraine against Joe Biden and ceased communication with Dubinsky. Soon, a media campaign to discredit Dubinsky began, of course. In January 2021, based on the denunciation of the Soros-funded NGO cooperating with Zelensky's office, Dubinsky was sanctioned with politically motivating OFAC sanctions for public association, appearing at a press conference in 2019 with Derkach for Dubinsky was immediately clear that these sanctions were in revenge from the Biden administration for participation in that press conference about corruption schemes involving Burisma, guys.
Yep.
Wow. And we got the interview published on the site where Zelenskyy speaks to the threats on Dubinsky. Let's see if we can get that. I don't know what's happening. I can't get it because it's archived. But anyways, It was the fact that Dubinsky is sanctioned in Russia by Russian government from 2021. 2021, Zelenskyy, right during his birthday celebration, called Dubinsky to the stage and in front of the whole faction demanded that he resigned from all party positions and leave the faction, to which Dubinsky publicly refused. Just a few, I mean, this is treason. Ukrainian treason, guys, not just U.S. treason.
At the behest of the coup from America.
Yeah.
Because this is what you have to understand. Just like what was going on in the Obama White House. Okay, everything that you're seeing now, it's coming out. It's coming out. What is the truth? The truth is that Obama was orchestrating it with the people like Brennan and Comey. In the end, they're gonna point to Obama and say he made us do it. That's what's going to happen.
Doing our jobs.
Yeah, we're just doing our jobs. That's exactly right. That's the same thing that was going on here at the behest of the same corrupt entity, everyone. And this is part of what people need to realize about what other people perceive of America. Think about the people that live in Iraq and what they perceive as America. Think about the people that live in Afghanistan and what they really think about you. The purpose of these coups is to generate that. I have to make this point. The purpose of the coup in foreign countries is to generate hatred toward you from that country. That energy from those countries is revenue. It will generate revenue for the establishment, for the system against you if they think for some reason you're doing this to them. So the same people that are doing it to them are manipulating them into thinking that it's you that are doing it to them, and then they raise money on that, and then they use that money to further undermine your political process here in America. The idea that you can sit down and explain this to somebody in a simple fashion is absolutely absurd. It's so complicated to understand. People can't get their minds around it, and that's kind of the prison that we're built in, isn't it? We're built into a prison that's so complicated to understand we can't weave our way out of the spider web.
Yeah. It's crazy. So going back to Dubinsky, when he publicly refused, to step down from his post, a few days later, of course, a probe was opened against him. Okay, on suspicion of tax evasion dating back to 1998 when he was 17 years old.
Of course, we're interested in that.
Jeez.
It's like you wore red shoes. Oh my God. You went and talked to somebody. We gotta make you can, and that's the point that we're making. The psychological operation is that you can make something out of nothing. You saw what they did with Epstein. You can make something out of nothing. Your discernment has to be turned on to say, wait a minute, is this something or is this something nothing? That's the discernment level. It's not the fact of who's bringing it to you. Who's bringing it to you is irrelevant. You got to skip over that and realize that what it is that's being brought to you is what's rotten.
Yeah. And so in 2021, Dubinsky publicly presented his version of the events at a press conference and became a staunch opponent of Zelenskyy. Okay. And in the summer of 2021, which is interesting, the leader of the Servant of the People Party, the faction David Arakhamia, proposed a deal to Dubinsky: either stop criticizing Zelenskyy and statements regarding Ukrainian origin of the Biden-Poroshenko recordings, or would be accused of state treason, guys. And at that same time, that's when the U.S. investigations with Senator Johnson and Chuck Grassley into Anthony Blinken lying to Congress about his communications with Hunter Biden was started in the U.S., guys.
Right to the top.
Wow.
It's like Joe Biden wasn't there. You guys realize this? So the people that were working for the administration were somehow protecting Joe Biden's his interest. So we're talking about was Obama the shadow? Was Obama in the shadow? So why is Obama protecting Biden's interest? Unless Obama's got an interest in Biden's interest. Do you understand this? They've all got an interest in their interest. So Blinken is out there, and the Sullivan guy is out there, and what's her name? Polka Dot, Circleback. She was out there, and then the binder. All of these people are trying to keep this in the box.
So this investigation also raised questions about Blinken, right? And we showed you who he's connected to. He's even connected to Robert Maxwell, guys. He's also connected to Pissar, who is a pacer, which is a bloodline. Okay, that's neither.
Which is interesting that he's immediately coming up here, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that he, Blinken, organized that stupid ass letter of the 51 former unintelligent officials, guys. They're unintelligence, guys. They lied to you. The 51 U.S. intelligence officials lied to you about the narrative that Hunter Biden's work with Burisma was Russian disinformation, and the laptop was Russian disinformation. According to that report in 2023 by the House of Representatives, this letter was an attempt to discredit the real data from Hunter Biden's laptop, guys. And that's when this show was taken off YouTube by Media Matters, okay? The day that laptop dropped, Shady Groove, is when we got removed from YouTube.
And we're still removed from YouTube. And we did not break any rules. We did not publish anything derogatory. We did not go against any type of restriction that YouTube put up whatsoever, and they will not even communicate with us. We had almost 100,000 subscribers in, what, like a year? Just a little over a year?
Yeah. It's crazy. So that situation became more complicated when, against the backdrop of the House of Representatives investigation, it became clear that the main goal of the U.S. Democrat Party was to stop the development of the Burisma issue and present it as Russian intelligence disinfo. And Dubinsky's public statements to that corruption investigation involving Biden in Ukraine had no ties to Russia, threatened to undermine the narrative.
Correct. And it was undermining the narrative. That's the reason they needed to pull the plug on anybody that were talking about it, because it's like all these other different things, they could stand the heat. But for some reason with this situation, they couldn't stand the heat, and they had to start pulling the plug on people that were talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did the Ukraine conceal the story of Hunter Biden's laptop and Burisma? In the early days of the Russia invasion of Ukraine, the secret prison called the GYM, was organized in the central headquarters of the Security Service of Ukraine, the SBU, under the leadership of the SBU chief Ivan Bakhanov, Zelensky's childhood friend and business partner from Kvartal 95 studio. And remember when he played the piano with his... Never mind.
Penis.
Yeah. This and his first, see, now that would kick us off YouTube. In his first deputy, Vasil Maluk, the existence of his prison was later confirmed by the United Nations report on human rights. Here's an excerpt from the report, and I'll link you guys to this article. But among the first to be imprisoned in this facility was a former assistant to the ex-MP of Verkhovna Rada, Durkach. I can't say the name right. He was held, and I apologize for butchering your names. The Ukrainian names are really hard for me to pronounce, but I hope I'm doing you guys a service. He was held there for 2 weeks without any legal documentation, under torture, which, according to testimonies, was applied to all detainees. The assistant made confessions, and here it is. This is the interrogation of the assistant, former MP Durkach, dated March 12, 2022. So, and there's the translation. So, question. What do you know about Andriy Leon? Shady, can you read this for me?
No.
Andriy Durkach's role in the information campaign related to the U.S. presidential election. Answer. I have information that Durkach directly participated in Donald Trump's election campaign, receiving materials from the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense, compromising materials on President's son, and preparing documents. Question. The president candidate Joe Biden? Answer. Biden. Yes, he prepared the documents. After that, he participated in a press conference. So the materials, question, which he presented in the press conference, were they preliminary approval by the GRU? Yes, they were directly coordinated by the GRU. And GRU is the main intelligence directorate of Russia. Editorial. So that's interesting. So updating the charges against Dubinsky and the counter-Ukraine campaign in Ukraine, the Republicans gained majority in the U.S. Congress and began preparing the impeachment proceedings against Joe Biden. The Security Service of the Ukraine, the SBU, revisited previously obtained testimony. This coincided with the fact that in May 2023, Mr. Oleksandr Dubinsky was summoned for questioning and gave testimony to the National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine. And remember, these national anti-corruption bureaus aren't always about anti-corruption.
No.
It's about hiding corruption.
That's crazy.
Where he stated that the investigations into Burisma and publication of the tapes of Biden's conversations with Poroshenko were initiated not by Russia, but by Zelenskyy and Yermak themselves. So in the summer of 2023, the U.S. Congress launched an investigation aimed at impeaching Joe Biden. In response to that urgent counter-campaign was organized the Ukraine to be present at Burisma case, one of the key accusations against Biden regarding influence peddling as part of Russian disinformation campaign. And Dubinsky's testimony at NABU, as well as his repeated public statements, debunked this narrative. To undermine the credibility as a politician and witness, a targeted campaign to discredit him was initiated. Boy, do we know how that goes. All right, so let's go into that. So they fabricated charges. They tortured him because he had information that would counter their narrative. So we've got some things here, Shady, that I'd like to share. This is May 19th. This is Oleksandr Dubinsky. And let me just read a statement before we play the video. Are you ready?
I am.
All right. President Trump, I am recording this message to you from a prison cell where I've been held for 18 months. I'm here because back in 2019, I dared to publicly expose Biden's family corruption in Ukraine. I spoke about how the embezzlements of Ukrainian budget funds, a scheme in which Joe Biden was involved through the company Burisma. And immediately after he won the election, Joe Biden took brutal revenge on me. Imagine that, Shady. First, under his instruction, politically motivated U.S. sanctions were imposed on me. Then he ordered Zelenskyy to destroy my political career by using lies and fake news. And when that failed, he gave the order to throw me in prison. The official charge brought against me literally says for discrediting Joe Biden. Yesterday, you wrote something that exactly describes what happened to me. Quote, they deleted and destroyed all evidence and information from their corrupt and vicious witch hunt against me, and this is from Donald Trump, quote, and many others, whose lives were completely shattered and destroyed by this historically criminal event. You're absolutely right. Through my case, Biden and Zelenskyy are trying to cover up the interference in U.S. elections and their corruption in Ukraine, both before the war and during it. To this day, they remain partners. During Zelenskyy's visit to South Africa, Hunter Biden was there too, on the exact same day. They are jointly investigating billions of dollars stolen from both Americans and Ukrainians and silencing anyone who dares speak about it. One of those tools they use is politically motivated sanctions imposed by the United States under Biden's direction. Hundreds of thousands of people in the Ukraine follow me, and they believe in you, President Trump. They are waiting for peace and for justice to be restored in Ukraine. And they know that this is only possible with Donald Trump's help, guys. They, like me, are asking how Joe Biden is still able to control Ukraine and suppress any information about his joint crimes with Zelenskyy. So I ask you, President Trump, please lift the politically motivated U.S. sanctions imposed on me, the sanctions that Biden used to try to destroy my life, for millions of Ukrainians. This will be a clear signal that you see the injustice and that you are taking action to eliminate it. This video shows you how they don't let me speak, and here we go.
President, I am recording this message to you from a prison cell where I have been held for 18 months. I am here because back in 2019, I dared to publicly expose the Biden family's corruption in Ukraine. I spoke out about the embezzlement of Ukrainian budget funds, a scheme in which Joe Biden was involved through the company Burisma. And immediately after he won the election, Joe Biden took brutal revenge on me. First, under his instruction, politically motivated U.S. sanctions were imposed on me. Then he ordered Zelenskyy to destroy my political career using lies and fake news. And when that failed, he gave the order to throw me in prison. The official charge brought against me literally says, for discrediting Joe Biden. Yesterday, you wrote something that exactly describes what happened to me. They deleted and destroyed all evidence and information from their corrupt and vicious witch hunt against me and many others, whose lives were completely shattered and destroyed by this historically criminal event. You are absolutely right. Through my case, Biden and Zelenskyy are trying to cover up their interference in U.S. elections and their corruption in Ukraine, both before the war and during it. To this day, they remain partners. During Zelenskyy's visit to South Africa, Hunter Biden was there too, on the exact same day. They are jointly investing billions of dollars stolen from both Americans and Ukrainians, and silencing anyone who dares to speak about it. One of the tools they use is politically motivated sanctions imposed by the United States under Biden's direction. Hundreds of thousands of people in Ukraine follow me, and they believe in you, President Trump. They are waiting for peace and for justice to be restored in Ukraine, and they know that this is only possible with your help. They, like me, are asking, how is Biden still able to control Ukraine and suppress any information about his joint crimes with Zelenskyy? So I ask you, President Trump, please lift the politically motivated U.S. sanctions imposed on me, the sanctions that Biden used to try to destroy my life. For millions of Ukrainians, this will be a clear signal that you see the injustice and that you are taking action to eliminate it. I believe in that.
Wow. And this is a Q proof, guys. I hate to tell you. The Q proof basically says this, okay? What happens if Biden became POTUS knowing he, through Hunter plus one, took massive amounts of bribes to change, look the other way, policy towards Ukraine, in favor of Ukraine? Would Ukraine own and control the White House? Q.
Let that sit for just a second with you as you absorb what it is that we have displayed to you over the last 45 minutes of this broadcast, to realize that the nature and the depth of this and the gravity of this is nowhere close to uncovered. Okay? You're talking about personal sanctions being levied from the United States government against the citizen of Ukraine, and the man is charging it. For God's sake, can you imagine, Jeff? Like, you're a Ukrainian man, and you wind up charged with, quote unquote, discrediting Joe Biden. Like you're sitting there and you're like, man, is this life real? How did I end up in this timeline? This is a horrible timeline for this human being. And man, oh man, is this a great moment for him to come out and start talking, because this is so interesting that this is happening right now. Because I suspect that the reason that Hunter Biden is in front of cameras running his yapper is because he knew that this guy was getting messages out past the people in. You see, Hunter Biden is not dumb. I know people like to think that he's a crack addict and he's dumb. He's not dumb, like stupid dumb, okay? He's dumb in a different way. So he knows how to protect his assets. He knows where the family's bodies are buried, and he is actually out there trying to run interference right now.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys. And let's look at the first post by Q, okay? This was 3/6/2018. More steel connections with Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. One of the attendees at these conferences speaks to the stickiness of some donor relationships. Viktor Pinchuk, a steel magnate whose father-in-law, Leonard Kuchma, was president of Ukraine from 1994 to 2005, has directed between $10 million and $25 million to the foundation. He has lent his private plane to the Clintons and traveled to Los Angeles in 2011 to attend Miss Clinton's star-studded 65th birthday ritual celebration. Between September 11th and November 2012, Douglas E. Schoen, a former political consultant for Mr. Clinton, arranged about a dozen meetings with the State Department officials on behalf of Mr. Pinchuk to discuss the continuing political crisis in Ukraine. According to reports, Mr. Schoen has filed as registered lobbyist. Quote, I had breakfast with Pinchuk. He will see you at the Brookings lunch. Melanie Verveer, a Ukrainian American, then working for the State Department, wrote in June 2012, emailed to Miss Clinton. Keep digging, Anons. They all have foundations and institutes for a reason, stupid.
And that's the post that we've went over how many times on this broadcast. Yeah. Show after show after show after show. While all of these other people, like, screaming at the top of their lungs, they all decided they were going to jump over there and focus on Epstein. You know, like all of these different things that they focused on. The Epstein thing that just happened gives you the perfect example of what's been going on against the MG show for the last 5 or 6 years. As we're trying to, like, explain things that are going on that are connected directly, then all of a sudden they're jumping in and interfering. Whenever we try to explain to you that Roger Stone is a liar, and the next day you find Laura Loomer finds a bunch of Nazis on the bridge in Florida. It's just very interesting the way that things end up panning out around here.
It really is. It really is. So I want to play one more video, and we are going to cover all of these Q posts in regards to Ukraine. There's 27 of them, and they are relevant. But on March 26th of this year, after the the FBI declassed Crossfire Hurricane files, we've heard of that, right?
Yes, we have.
You guys know who Crossfire Razor is, correct?
We do.
General Flynn.
3-star in general.
Yeah. Continuing to pursue a Trump-Russia case in Ukraine is pure madness. You have to be a political kamikaze to do this, but Zelenskyy is doing exactly that. He kept Oleksandr Dubinsky in prison for 16 months for trying to hide the roots of the Russian hoax in Ukraine. We're going to play his video right here, and this is about his 2 parts of his criminal case. Check it out.
Мое уголовное дело состоит из двух частей. Первая часть, это которую они фабриковали против Трампа.
All right, I didn't know. I have to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just put his volume low, and I have to read it because I thought there's no AI reading this. So my criminal case consists of two parts.
Мое уголовное дело состоит из двух частей. Первая часть.
The first part pertains to fabricated charges against Trump and Biden's interest. The indictment alleges that I discredited Biden due to his corrupt ties with Burisma. However, the fact that the Biden's corruption involvement with Burisma has been proven in U.S. courts. Initially, the accusations levied against me have been fully corroborated by the U.S. legal system specifically. Hunter Biden admitted to receiving millions of dollars in illegal payments from Burisma's owner, Mykola Zelenskyy, via offshore accounts without paying taxes. This was the first charge upon which I was imprisoned. I was accused of speaking out about Biden's corruption, which was supposedly discrediting him and interfering with the electoral process. Now it turns out that the corruption indeed exists, and the Bidens received money through Burisma in Ukraine, trading political influence. This documented in U.S. congressional testimonies and has become an established fact, including Hunter Biden's confession and plea deal. This was the first issue. However, when they realized that this case was falling apart, particularly with Trump winning the election, a second charge was added to my case. The discrediting of Soros-funded organizations.
Not Arabella.
In Ukraine, one can be imprisoned for challenging the legitimacy of a system funded entirely by Soros's money. This is known as external governance. I am being accused of publicly discrediting George Soros, an offense that can lead to imprisonment in Ukraine, and promoting the narrative of external governance in state structures funded by USAID and Soros. USAID, guys. The situation now becomes even clearer. The second charge is also collapsing. An ongoing investigation in the U.S. reveals that Soros's funds indeed finance Ukrainian government entities. And Ukraine was the third largest recipient of USAID funds, guys, receiving $32.5 billion over 3 years of your money, guys.
And that's not including the money that was given to them that you saw, like the billions of dollars we're like handing to them. This has nothing to do with that.
It's added on, yeah.
Right.
These funds were allocated to various sectors. The state judicial administration, the courts, travel, judicial robes, badges, and plaques, millions of dollars of bullshit. Millions of dollars were allocated to ministries. Now, I added bullshit, just so you know.
Yes, you did.
Border agents, the SBU, and notably the U.S. taxpayer funded the SBU's spiritual concentration camp was funded, guys. So we funded a concentration camp?
We did. But we're the Nazis.
Right.
Like yeah.
Additionally, money was allocated to mass media outlets. This corruption has now been uncovered in the U.S., confirming the existence of external governance. USAID money permeated all spheres of government, funding the work of officials. Furthermore, if we discuss external governance as a narrative, it is fully supported by investigations being conducted by Doge, guys, in the Trump administration. It is clearly documented. Was there external governance? Yes. Did they finance government functions in Ukraine? Did they manage state institutions with this funding? Yes. Did they control the judiciary? Yes. Thus, I was correct in my claims. It is now widely accepted that U.S. aid money was used to bribe Ukrainian officials, leading them to work not for Ukraine's interest, but for those of external power, specifically Blinken and Biden, and ultimately George Soros. This has allowed Hunter Biden, as a prime example, to receive millions of dollars through Burisma. Where is the risk of all of this? Where's the risk in all of this? What is happening in the U.S. and the legal facts that they have been firmly established Hunter Biden's corruption? His plea deal and the funding of the Ukrainian state structures and media by Soros's funded funds has already been corroborated by the U.S. legal system. Why am I in pretrial detention for 15 months? It is because I dared to place a portrait of Zelenskyy in the courtroom. He may be free for now, but soon he will be inside, just like you, because you all are accomplices in discrediting Ukraine, reducing it to a tool of external governance that triggered the war. It's for these billions that you have consumed. Wow.
Thank you for reading that. I know that.
Wow.
But boy, oh boy, that needed to be read, and needed to be read clearly so that everyone can understand. It's not complicated to understand this stuff. Isn't it interesting how that the system makes everything so complicated? Things that are so easy, things that are very simple, they twist it and they squeeze it and they stretch it and they pull it and they step on it and then they feed it to you. It's nothing like what it is, and it's very complicated to understand, when in all reality, something is so super simple, it's ridiculous. You know, like we are seeing here a level of corruption that the globalist regime does not want exposed. What we're showing you here is the blueprint. This is not just about Ukraine. Yeah. This is the blueprint of how the world works. And the reason this is so dangerous for you understanding is because if the world, the 8 billion people in the world, were to start to realize how the system really works, they would no longer go along with the system, and the people that are lording over us would all of a sudden be a lot more nervous in their own skin instead of sitting there on High Castle telling us that we are the racist KKK people, while in fact they are.
Yeah. And I'd like to thank Oleksandr Dubinsky for saying, grateful to see the team at the MG show for highlighting my letter in light of recent events in the U.S. and the relationships published by DNI Gabbard, Tulsi Gabbard. Today, they're talking about how Russiagate is still being fabricated in Ukraine. Tune in and join the conversation. And guys, I want you guys to go show support, please. Go over there and tell him that we sent you, okay? Let's show him how big we really are. I'm going to repost it as well on my timeline. Shady, you will also repost it. Yep. And thank you, Mr. Dubinsky. This is very important because we've been talking about it. All is connected. All of this is connected, okay? The government corruption here in the U.S. is also tied to the government corruption in Ukraine. It's all related. The NGOs, Hans-Jörg Wyss, George Soros, Pierre Omidyar, they're all connected to this fabricated war in the Ukraine. They wanted to impeach Donald J. Trump for a perfect phone call, guys, because they knew that if they knew that Donald Trump is heads are going to roll, guys. Heads are going to roll. And all of this corruption with the Russia in the U.S. is being mirrored in Ukraine, guys. It's very simple, and it's very easy to understand. Pelosi's son, Romney's son, Kerry's son, they're all, Biden's son, they're all over there making money and taking bribes and making people quiet with your taxpayer money. I mean, our taxpayers' money is funding the very stuff that we're trying to fight, Shady.
It absolutely is. And it has been. And that's the tip of the spear. That's the reason that we know a lot of these other things that are going on are psychological operations, is because they're not talking about the corruption. They're not talking about what's at the tip of the spear. They're talking about what's somewhere down in the other part of the. It's not relevant. You're bringing a lot of heat to an issue that isn't relevant, and that takes away the heat from the issues that are relevant. And somebody like this has actually got the cojones to stand up. Look what we just read to you. Look what this guy's standing up to. Could you do that? Ask yourself, would you be able to do that?
Yeah. And real quick, we're going to be going out of here in a couple of minutes, real quick, 5 seconds. Nicole, thank you. Poussaint, thank you. Unity is Americans. Mikey, DQ, oh my God, thank you. We the people, Bonster, show them, guys. Show them your support. I dropped the link in there. We'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
To celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7, I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
Q-Waken is a streetwear brand and a community-driven project blending fashion, art, and digital assets. Built on the XRP ledger, it offers phygital products. Physical items like hoodies tied to NFTs, non-fungible tokens that grant rewards in QWK tokens. Our QWK token powers our d-commerce ecosystem, rewarding you for engaging, holding, and shopping in a decentralized way. Aiming to revolutionize streetwear with a focus on sustainability and community values, Q-Waken was founded in late 2021, and it's tied to the Great Awakening theme, promoting free thought and truth-seeking. Join us at qwaken.club and become active part of the Golden Age.
is, and just like I've told you for many, many years, you don't have to lie about things. You don't have to sensationalize them. You don't have to make anything up. You don't have to invent figures. The truth is bad enough. The truth's bad enough. And if you tell the truth, you have credibility. And credibility means people will listen to you. Credibility means things will be tended to. When you lie and people find out that you're lying, and it's easy, it is so easy to discover, then you have no credibility. You become a liar. You become somebody with no confidence factor. You become a rumor monger. You become a minion of the old, who was it? Who was it that was billed as the great deceiver? I wonder who that was. See, whenever you spread a rumor, whenever you tell a lie, whenever you stretch the truth or sensationalize something, and I don't care what the reason is that you do it, you become an ally of the great deceiver. Somebody called him Heinrich Himmler. Somebody else called him Lucifer. Somebody else called him Satan. You can call him anybody you want. But listen to me very carefully. He's not anybody I want around me. His minions are not anybody that I want to know or be associated with or hear from. His minions and allies and supporters are not the people that I care about. You understand? You want to be on his side? Stay the hell away from me. Don't call me. Don't write me. Don't reference me. Don't email me. I don't want anything to do with you. If you're a spreader of rumors and lies and disinformation and sensationalization and all of this other bullshit. Do you hear me, sheeple? I don't know why it makes people so angry. You know, if all get off your butts and do the same research that I do, you would know the same things that I know, and you shouldn't be angry or jealous or upset. What you should be is thankful for having forewarning so that you can act upon it. But do you ever act upon anything? Have you ever? Will you ever? That's the question. That is the hinge upon which the door to the future operates. And you don't know that. You don't give a damn, probably. Because to oil the hinge and make the door work and make it all better, you gotta get up off your ass and do something. Oh, heaven forbid you have to do that. Oh my goodness, you might even have to take some kind of personal risk. You might even get on somebody's list. Oh, people might even start to respect you because you cease to become worthless. Who am I to dream like that? Come
really
on, Bill. I mean, you're really getting away with yourself here. Dreaming like that. Come on. Come
Feeling
on,
hot.
Bill.
Oh,
Get real.
Wow. Are we hot or what, guys? We had hot mics.
Boy. Hot tamale.
I'm hot. You're hot. He's hot. She's hot. Feeling hot. Well,
I was just thinking I was feeling hot.
Oh,
Man,
me
you stole
too.
my line.
Me too. Oh, look, Poussin, hot mic.
No, oh Lord, you should have heard what we said right before that.
Oh my God. All right, so this is, I just want to thank everybody that went over here. Shady Groove, America is paying attention now. Thank you. It's least we could do, sir. Thank you for the bravery and truth, Mr. Dubinsky. God bless and be with you, sir. Oleksandr replied, thank you. I hope we covered this well for you, sir. Absolutely. Thank you. Let me just like comments while I'm going too. We, the audience of the MG Show, are happy to share your information. God bless and keep you. Thank you. Look at that, Bonster Q. Thank you. Unity is Americans. MG Show sent me. Poussant, MG Show sent us, right? Look at that. May the truth shine. Mikey Mariano, he looks like you got a response as well. Yes, please. Okay. Come on the show. We're working on that. We have a way, but right now he's actually, it has to be done a different way than we normally do. He can't come live. Lydia says, thank you so much for this. Sent me, MG Show sent me. God bless you. DQ, MG Show sent us. God bless you. Shady with the heart. Oh, that means I got to do a heart.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my gosh, Shady! You,
Oh, man,
you can't
see,
one up
see,
me.
You're trying to. Oh no! Don't be looking for different colored hearts.
I can't find it.
You failed.
All right, I'll have to get one later because I just can't because we're doing it live. Kraken Z, thank you so much. MG sent me what a show. Thank you for bringing this information to America. Lelig's great show, avid listener because the truth is all that matters now. Thank you for your bravery and candor, sir. Prayers up for you, brother. Thank you for fighting the right. That's Dad Gummit Turd. Thank you so much. Penelope, MG Show sent me your testimony spreads far and wide. And by the way, guys, go to these comments sections and follow people that follow you, okay? Tartanium, my boy, right there. The choice to know will be yours. Red pill or blue pill, guys, which one you want. Thank you for digging on this. Sure helps to close the circle of corruption. Lee S. says, future proves past force. Says, thank you, MG sent me. MG sent me. Thank you for speaking up and speaking the truth. Your speaking is helping and exposing and closing the circle of corruption. Praying for your release. That's Lee S. Philly Bud Mama, God bless you. I'm a loyal listener of the MG Show. They have been covering this stuff for years and get silenced everywhere, that's for sure. Spirit, thank you for the fight and the freedom. MG Show says hello. Look at this, guys. Pitbull Gardner, thank you for fighting, sir. We will do what we can to get your information out into the great awakening. MG Show sent me. Pitbull Gardner, thank you so much. Paula says, we thank you for your courage. We pray for you. MG Show sent me. We thank you. Wow, Hugh. What's up, Hugh? He says, MG Show sent me. Simon Silva, thank you for your bravery. May God keep you safe and let justice prevail. The great MG Show sent me. Katie, MG in the Matrix sent me. MG Show, thank you for your sacrifice and bravery. Americans are behind you. Thank you for standing up and speaking the truth, says Truth Seeker. Liberty Warrior, God bless you. Thank you for your courage. We support you. HTM Anon, MG Show sent me. Thank you. Thanks, Ethpens. Thanks, Stay for Freedom. Kimma, we love Kimma. Thank you for coming forward. The MG Show sent me. God bless you, sir. And follow these guys. Freedom Dubinsky. Bro, that's it. MG Show sent me. LFG. Let's see probable spam. Oh, Pastor Shadowley, you are probable spam.
He's not spam.
You're not spam.
He's not
Silent
spam.
Running. You are not
Silent
spam.
Running is not spam.
Mickey D is not spam.
Not spam.
Simon Silva's not spam. Look at that, guys. Look at that. So we broke the show. I did let you guys know that there was one other person that broke it. It's Jason Goodman. We want to do an interview with Mr. Dubinsky if we can, but what we have to do is we have to send him the questions and then he sends video answers because everything has to be done with lawyers, guys, okay? It has to be done right, okay? And I want to address that really quick too, Shady Groove, because, you know, we've got psychological operations going on big time. And I'm going to call it the accountability psyop and the arrests psyop. And those are exactly what they are. They are psychological operations, okay? If you followed Q like this show did, you will know certain things can't be done overnight, okay? Shady, you got me?
I got you. What I'm going to add to that is those two are like devolution and JFK Jr.
Yeah.
Same things. They're the same things. The arrest psyop and the what?
The accountability, which Flynn is saying all the time.
There must be accountability as my eyebrows go flip and flop and flop.
Right. Accountability and arrest. They're already starting on it. The whole numbnut crew division that did the Epstein thing are already now saying, so no matter, there's nothing, you have to see that there's nothing going to satisfy these people. You have to understand that to manage and to navigate through this, because what they're going to do is they're going to get you What they do is they start talking to your inner mind, and you start reading what they're saying, and they start getting you spinning. Once they get you spinning, they start getting you spinning tighter. And if they get you spinning to the point, you'll spin right off the reservation because you're like, oh, well, this and it. If you go into conflate territory, because of this, then that, because of that, then this, and then this and that, never discerning or actually digging in on any one specific issue to see if it's true or not. And the next thing you got a bunch of people out there screaming Pizzagate, and none of them have any idea what the hell they're talking about.
So here it is right here. I found this picture last night, Shady. I loved it. It's the, blind lady of justice. The accountability and arrest PSYOP is just that, a PSYOP. And this is from a Q post, guys. It must be done right. It must be done according to the rule of law, not what General Flynn and Ivan Ranklin and all these asshats are pounding their drums at. Okay, guys? It must be done according to the rule of law. And it must carry weight. It must be proven in a court of law. Okay? There can be no mistakes. Good things sometimes take time. Attempts to slow, block the inevitable, justice will fail. Democrat election 2016, the Clinton-Hussein illegal FISA. Democrats election interference 2018, Mueller. Democrats election interference 2020, impeachment, projection. These people are sick, and we, the people, are the cure. And I'd like you guys to please go ahead and give that a repost, posting right there in Rumble right now.
So that gives us a perfect jumping point where we're going to take you to the next level of what we're talking about here, which is Ukraine and the Ukrainian corruption. And what it was that all of these people like General Flynn and the others scream and yell as a psychological operation and has no value, consistently comes up correct, consistently comes up over the target on all of these different instances. And I have a feeling that after what we just saw in the first hour, you're going to notice a bit of a pattern here where that we have a group of players who are the same group of players no matter what topic you plug in. Doesn't matter what topic you plug in. You plug in the topic of Iraq, plug in the topic of 9/11, plug in the topic of Afghanistan, plug in the topic of Ukraine, plug in the topic of Libya. Whatever topic you plug into these people, it's the same group of people screwing it all up.
Yeah, exactly. Dux, I understand that you lost a family member, your brother. Just prayer warriors out there, we pray for you and your entire family and this horrible loss.
Hey, wow. That's terrible news. God bless you. Thank you for being here with us today.
We love you, man. I tell you. All right, so let's go into this because this is the Ukraine. Okay, this is, look, haven't you figured it out yet? It's not about Trump's corruption. It's about making sure you don't find out about their corruption. You see that? Very simple. That is what you are seeing. Okay?
That's the reason we were censored. This is the reason that the MG show was censored, was because we were pointing out their corruption in a way that they couldn't deny in public.
Yeah.
The media the Fox News could do it. People could do it. People could. Newsmax could do it. RSBN could do it, but they don't.
Yeah. Now look at that, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and just look at this. The hunters become the hunted. The hunt is on. So we read you the first post. The first post of Ukraine obviously was the Ukrainian Central Bank, the National Bank of Ukraine, and that is under the, like right now we're in Singapore. Look at Singapore. These are the Rothschild-controlled central banks, and you are seeing your president restructuring everything, guys, from the Federal Reserve. Huh? Philippines. Oh, yeah, so Philippines. We sent one to Singapore.
It's close to Singapore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
it's in the same part of the flat earth.
Don't be racist. All right, so the second time Q posted, we read the one from 3/6/2018, saying they all have foundations and institutes for a reason. Stupid, okay? So this one is 2011, Shady. How about a nice game of chess? IG Horowitz, Justice Department speech, whistleblowers. This is about oigjustice.gov, about Meet the IG. Chairman of the Council of Inspector Generals on Integrity and Efficiency. Quote, since 2015, he has simultaneously served on the chair of the Council of the Inspectors General on the Integrity of Efficiency, an organization comprised of 73 federal inspector generals. Think yesterday, what was learned? Robert Storch confirmed NSA IG, and this is the Robert Storch IG. First presidentially appointed IG for an NSA, Department of Justice background, important. Federal prosecutors in North District of New York, background, important. The chairman of the Council of Inspector Generals on Integrity and Efficiency, background, important. Quote, prior to joining the NSA, Mr. Storch served in several positions of the Department of Justice, OIG, including as senior counsel to the IG and acting deputy IG prior to his 2015 appointments as deputy IG. He also served as chairman of the Council of the Inspectors General on Integrity and Efficiency. Whistleblower Ombudsman Working Group. The Whistleblower Ombudsman program he helped establish is widely seen as a leader in the field. Earlier in his career, Mr. Storch also worked as a federal prosecutor in the Northern District of New York. Most recently serving as the deputy criminal chief and counsel to the U.S. attorney, he was also posted overseas for 2 years as a Department of Justice resident legal advisor in
Ukraine.
Vehicle for cross-sharing of department to department information regarding inspector generals? Council of Inspector General on Integrity and Efficiency? The CIGIE is comprised of all inspector generals whose offices are established under Section 2 or Section 8G of the Inspector General Act of 1978, 5 U.S.C. APP. Those that are presidentially appointed, Senate confirmed, and those that are appointed by agency heads, designated federal entities. And this is from Legal Leg Counsel House. Okay. This is about the Inspector General Act. Okay. How might this benefit possible ongoing investigations across intra-federal agencies? Huber, Horowitz, Storch, U.S. Attorney, Prosecutor, DOJ, FBI, Inspector General, Investigator, Signals Intelligence, Signet, and the Informational Assurance Products and Services. NSA has been pushed since the beginning. Logical thinking, the experts. But Sessions could appoint a second special counsel in D.C., a.k.a. the corrupt swamp. But Sessions should appoint a second special counsel in D.C., a.k.a. the corrupt swamp, team of less than 20, typically, and wait 2 to 4 years. Take a gamble. But Sessions should appoint a second second SC in D.C., a.k.a. the corrupt swamp, because unlike the Clinton email corrupt case, as demonstrated by the FBI and DOJ, people fired and removed, this will be conducted faithfully and honestly, like Mueller. But Huber has not directly interviewed several witnesses. Okay, so this is talking about Huber. It kind of goes on, but it's interesting how it talks about the way that all of this is happening, Shady.
Well, so now I'm reading it so much differently now. I know that it's kind of like, that felt like it was getting in the weeds there, but really it seems like what they're showing us here, I know that the names like Sessions, whatever, they're kind of saying, like, doesn't it make sense that these things should be happening, as it says, as it's pointing out all these different levels of corruption, but POTUS is attacking Sessions via Twitter, but interestingly, if nothing is being done behind the scenes, but removed, like all of these different things, again, like we discussed yesterday, the idea of the pressure campaign and what was going on with Q was a little bit different. Q explaining like disinformation is necessary, a little bit of the idea being utilized that we are initiating a scenario, a game theory scenario where Q is proclaiming that these people should be doing the right thing, and then the people get behind, you should be doing right, and then all of a sudden the people don't do the right thing. It creates a double. It creates a double positive. One, the people are waking up to the corruption, and two, the people that are corrupt get more quiet.
So, Shady, let's continue to go over this. So this is another proof. This is exactly what he was saying, okay? This is the Hill article, opinion, White House, how the Obama White House engaged Ukraine to give Russia collusion. Hussein, it goes to this article right here. How the Obama White House engaged Ukraine to give Russia collusion a boost. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand all of this.
It's crazy the way it's doing this now, man.
Yeah, and this is it right here. And then editor, this is the article right here. Look at this. Let's go. This might be worth watching right here. Let me get rid of the advertisement. I have to wait. But these are Q proofs, guys. This whole show is a Q proof. Shady.
It is.
All right.
First case, it's one of the cases that hurts me a lot. I can explain why. When we discovered first in May 2016 this Black Ledger list,
right?
I ordered the detectives not to give nothing to the mass media in considering this case. Instead, they broke my order and they published themselves this 1 or 2 pages of this black ledger, considering Paul Manafort. When I asked them why did they do it, they they couldn't
You heard the name Paul Manafort? Plants need water.
explain me. And for me, it was a first call that something is going wrong, and there is some external influence in this case, and there is some other interest in this case, not only in the interest of the investigation and fair trial.
That was Nazar Kolodnitsky, okay? And he was the Ukraine's anti-corruption prosecutor, okay? Hussein set it up. Going back to the Q post, Hussein Q. And this is the Grassley Senate, this is the Grassley Ukraine dig. Read carefully. Reread carefully. Spy insert EC known. Reread drops regarding spy _ insert. What do these people have in common? Pelosi's son, Kerry's son, Romney's son, Biden's son. Hint, geolocation, Ukraine. Hint, energy. Coincidence? When George Soros calls, Democrats always answer. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. Wow. Here's another one. The Clinton Foundation quid pro quo internal alarm. How to frame, defend. Read this. Read carefully. Note, Podesta emails non-public internal fact. Ukraine is the single largest Clinton Foundation donor. Coincidence?
So right here, the connection. Single largest Ukraine donor, Clinton Foundation. Third largest U.S. aid receiver, Ukraine. You're making the connections. Do you notice how that with all of the diatribe that Hunter Biden is coming out, he attacked Schumer, he attacked Pelosi, he attacked all of these other different people that are on the left of he attacked George Clooney, but you know who he didn't attack? Who did Hunter not attack? He didn't attack Obama, and he didn't attack the Clintons.
Well, he attacked Obama yesterday.
He did what?
He attacked Obama yesterday.
Oh, did he? I didn't hear him attack Obama.
Oh, yeah. He was
What did he say about Obama?
Oh, do you want me? Now I got to go find the interview?
No, you don't have to find it. You could just tell me real quick.
I can't really tell you because it's
Then don't tell me. We'll move on. I didn't hear him say anything about Obama, but the main point that I was making is he's not attacking the Clintons because the Clinton Foundation is the core of the Biden's corruption and Romney's corruption and what's his name's corruption. The other one, the Kerry, is built off the Clinton Foundation. Like they're and McCain, they were all built off the Clinton Foundation, and foundations and institutes for a reason are specifically so that they can launder the USAID money that comes in. The money comes in, and then the money goes right back out.
All right, you ready? I got it.
Yeah, I want to see it. Thank you.
But fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a fucking, I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. Fuck you. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times on me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 fucking years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod. And David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior fucking speechwriters on Barack Obama's Senate staff, who've been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40, $50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to pass more legislation than any president in history, how to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment for his.
Not to mention
Who's Jake Tapper's audience? Jake Tapper?
my mom or something. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
For real though, I don't even think it's your mom anymore.
No.
By the numbers, what influence does Jake Tapper have over anything? He has the smallest audience on cable news, and beyond that, I think that the book is right now on Amazon that he put out. I mean, his ratings just went to shit after he put the book out. You know, they did a 2-week infomercial for it. I mean, it was such a money grab, such a disservice to everybody that he serves with.
It kind of sounded like he was talking bad about Clooney and Obama trying to get rid of his dad. To me, it sounded bad, but you said it wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, but see right there, he wasn't attacking Obama. He was saying that Clooney latches onto Obama, but he was not attacking Barack Obama's political prowess. You know, he's saying, "Oh, David Axelrod. The only reason David Axelrod's any good is because of Barack Obama." He still holds Barack Obama in very, very high regard in the context. Well, another thing that he said yesterday was that Mossad knew about the attack on October 7th a year before it happened.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a truth bomb? Boy, oh boy, not even any of your goofy right-wing media will tell you that one.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys.
We're literally the only broadcast that I have seen that has explained to you that Mossad knew that attack was going to happen and had a hand in engineering the relinquishing of security that day. No one else told you that.
CNN was embedded with him, for fuck's sake.
They were literally right there with him, crossing in with him. Yes, they were.
Sorry. Let's go back to the deal at hand. Where's George Soros? Ukraine? Who else recently traveled to Ukraine? Panic is real. All hands on deck. Evil. The definition of evil.
Evil.
Morally reprehensible, wicked, sinful. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Let's keep going for these, Shady Groove. You want to read 3674? 3764? 3764.
3764. Okay, hang on. I'm on the wrong one. 3764. I got it right here. DNC servers, CrowdStrike. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm write that down. I'll go get the CrowdStrike thread from Twitter because that's relevant here. This is another crazy rabbit hole that leads to Ukraine. DNC servers, CrowdStrike. Did Russia break into the DNC servers? Oh, this connects to Ukraine. How does it? Why did the FBI accept indirect evidence as regarding the DNC servers? Hack, break-in by CrowdStrike, Killbox, Ukraine. How does this connect to the Russia? Right here we're showing you on the MG show. No one else will show you. Why didn't the FBI directly investigate the DNC servers in hand? They actually had them download the speed of internal data download versus the remote. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a real clear politics article. This goes to the Assange to Hannity video. I don't know if you want to play this video. It is up, Jeff. It's a live link. I'm not sure how long it is. Can
you say to the American people unequivocally that you did not get this information about the DNC, John Podesta's emails? Can you tell the American people 1,000% you did not get it from Russia or anybody associated with Russia?
We can say, we have said repeatedly over the last 2 months that our source is not the Russian government and it is not a state party.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. And so we have lead into understanding this too with Russia, and Roger Stone's insertion into that. Maybe we'll get to that in a second. So back to QPost. Then it goes into how does one provide content to WikiLeaks? Comp to comp, computer to computer, person to person. One, personal comms secured prior to their release. One, the source. Feeder. One, recipient. One, interning for the DNC can be deadly. Does CrowdStrike possess government capability to trace break-in routes? Does CrowdStrike possess government capability regarding foreign intercepts? Possible to layer and insert code? CrowdStrike to designate intruder intended target ? NASA or NSA data bridge, DNC, CrowdStrike, bulk data collection, matters of national security, highest levels. FISA is only the beginning. The hole is deep. Right now, we are at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Out of everything that you've seen for the last decade, you are currently, right now, because news is unlocking the map, because Pam Bondi is currently, and Kash Patel are currently opening a grand conspiracy investigation. The grand conspiracy investigation starts with, how did you obtain a FISA warrant on these people? What evidence did you use to obtain said warrant? That was the plant aspect of the rubber bullet. They became plants. They utilized the people on Trump's the transition team to put the plants on his campaign staff, on his presidential staff. Once they were on the staff, there were FISA warrants opened up against them. Once they were opened up against them, they started monitoring and surveilling or taping his phone calls, anybody that contacted or communicated with him. FISA is only the beginning, is exactly where we are in this battle, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. And so, again, this is the Q Post 3820, Shady. Have you figured it out yet? It's not about Trump's corruption. It's about making sure you don't find out about their corruption. This link is now dead. I'd have to go do it, but it's not that big of a deal. But let's go to 3836. Think HRC Russia reset statement regarding Russia. Think Hussein, quote, I'll have more flexibility after the election. Hot mic statement to Russian depot regarding question to Hussein regarding Putin. Think Hussein White House refusal to send weapons to Ukraine. Our Congress pushed to assist, but instead sent only blankets. Think Democrats' attacks regarding POTUS for failure to protect Ukraine against Russian aggression. Impeachment. What advanced weapons did POTUS send to Ukraine? 2 + 2 = 6. Define projection. Think 1.8 trillion. Is that trillion, Shady? Yeah, that's 1.8 trillion Hussein White House to Ukraine. Which bank? Think U.S. aid. Think worldwide aid to Ukraine. Think Uranium One sale to U.S. uranium, sale of U.S. uranium to Russia. This ties back to Uranium One, Shady. Sold out U.S. to benefit Russia for personal financial gain? Risked U.S. national security for a personal financial gain? How was the payment made to U.S. persons? Think Ukraine. Think Iran. Russia and Iran allies? Russia, Iran, and China allies? U.S. political corruption China? U.S. political corruption Ukraine? U.S. leverage on behalf of ... Is that 3-letter agencies? U.S. political corruption Russia, U.S. political corruption Iran, common denominator Russia, China, and Iran, closed financial systems, logical thinking Q. That's a big one too, Shady.
That's an extremely big one, because it's explaining it's literally explaining exactly what it is that we've been talking about, everybody. Like the USAID, think about like what has been opened in the last 6 months, just the first 6 months of the Trump administration regarding that post. The post you just read, look what already has happened with Russia, with Iran, with the USAID being closed down. All of these different things that we came to this conversation to do. Meanwhile, none of these people over there that have been fake MAGA all over the place and screaming about Epstein they don't even want to report on this. This is the news. What we're showing you right now with Dubinsky and the way this is all unfolding and unraveling. This is the news. I just dropped into the chat the CrowdStrike link. I'd also like for you to grab that Yeti and put that in the description for today.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, so let's keep going. Hunters become the hunted. 3850 on 2/10/2020. This post. This is Kyle Griffin. Here it is right here. Let's see if it's still
White
there.
House literally posted the meme yesterday that said the hunters become the hunted.
Yeah. And here's the post. Attorney General Barr has acknowledged for the first time that Rudy Giuliani has been giving the Justice Department information he collected in Ukraine, essentially bringing what was stealth campaign into official government channels, okay? Look what they did to Rudy. Did Mueller open the door to Ukraine? Did Mueller open the door to FISA illegal? How do you introduce evidence legally? Did impeachment provide a platform to discuss findings of Ukraine? How do you introduce evidence legally? Did impeachment harm or help the President of the United States public? How do you introduce Democrats' high crimes corruption to the public? Why didn't the President of the United States, Trump at the time, remove Hussein holdovers from National Security Council? Do you really believe that the President of the United States and team trusted Hussein holdovers to remain within the admin and work to enact President of the United States agenda without bias or confrontation? Who was a holdover, Shady? In my opinion, that's
They're
3
all
stars in general.
blowovers.
How do you awaken the induced coma? Public fake news control from their long sleep, sometimes allowing your enemies to openly attack. Logical thinking.
This right here, what that says right there, man, that is so, those last 2 lines right there tell you that devolution is BS. That right there tells you that devolution is not real. None of this nonsense, 100% of this nonsense is not real, because sometimes allowing your enemies to openly attack causes what? Exposure.
And it seems like they exposed themselves too, Shady. I mean,
They
I'm just
sure
saying.
did, because they took the bait.
All right, so here's the next one, Shady. 3915. You want to go?
I do.
Do it.
Who was it that fast-tracked it in H? Why did Pelosi hold until January the 15th? What was the release marker? Public time to negotiate Senate witness process? What if impeachment was meant to fail? What if impeachment was meant to distract from the overseas developments? Perfect phone call. What did all U.S. media focus on during Trump impeachment process? How do you terminate POTUS rallies? How do you terminate POTUS economic gains? How do you terminate POTUS unemployment gains? How do you terminate POTUS China trade regulations or negotiations? How do you terminate Biden debates? How do you terminate Biden public appearances? How do you terminate Biden live interviews? How do you terminate Hunter and Biden in Ukraine with China, the mainstream media coverage? How do you change the narrative? Who benefits the most? How do you alter POTUS Biden presidential debate structure? How do you hold hostage public aid in exchange for national ballot harvesting law adopt? How do you appease radical left knowing Sanders dropout coming? Hold hostage public aid in exchange for Green New Deal? The truth will shock the world. Regain power by any means necessary. Q.
Wow.
All
right.
This is a joke? You guys
So-
think that Q is a joke? You think Q is about like some goofy trust a plan? It's not about trust a plan. It's about the D5 avalanche that happens because all of this stuff got kicked off from the top of the mountain. When we kicked it off at the top of the mountain, the snowball was the size of a bowling ball. Right now, it's the size of a small hotel.
This whole show is a Q proof.
It is.
All right. 3990. This shows you the FBI chain of command for the mid-year investigation. There's McCabe, Comey, Rybicki, all fired. All James Baker. Here they are. Right. This is how they controlled it. FBI chain of command mid-year investigation of Hillary Rodham Clinton email. FBI chain of command FISA, Russia, POTUS, Flynn, Stone, Papadopoulos, Manafort, CIA Bridge Brennan Intel. Axis 17 Ukraine link. FBI chain of command DNC hack CIA bridge Ukraine. CrowdStrike Brennan reconcile. If chain of command plus DOJ CIA foreign and domestic found guilty indictment chapter 115 plus classified 1 through 99 regarding USA versus 1236 regarding FISA, can the same argument be made regarding mid-year plus DNC plus? Reference public optics. Retired left refers to fired forced. Federal Bureau of Investigation. James Comey, director, fired. Andrew McCabe, deputy director, fired. Jim Rybicki, chief of staff and senior counselor, fired. James Baker, general counsel, fired. Bill Priestap, general counsel, counterintelligence, Strzok's boss, fired. Peter Strzok, deputy assistant director of counterintelligence, fired. Lisa Page, office of general counsel, fired. Mike Cortan, assistant director for public affairs, fired. Josh Campbell, special assistant to Comey, fired. Michael Steinbach, head of national security division, fired. John Galcione, predecessor to Steinbach, head of national security division, fired. James Turgle, assistant director, fired. Greg Bauer, top congressional liaison, fired. Tricia Anderson, principal deputy general counsel, fired. Randy Coleman, assistant director of counterintelligence division, removed. Q. All right, so here we go.
This is the next one.
This is the next one, Shady Groove. It is shadow presidency 4196. Remember when Oleksandr said that how can Biden's control while not in office? Okay, how can they control Ukraine while not in office? Hunter Biden met with Ukraine's Zelenskyy just recently because of what? Let's read the next one, Shady.
The shadow presidency. The shadow government. Why did Hussein shadow POTUS regarding foreign trips? Why did Kerry shadow POTUS regarding Iran? This is John Kerry. Why did Kerry shadow POTUS regarding class 1 through 99? Why did McMaster target and remove loyal intel operatives inside the White House? Why did McMaster prevent the D-class disclosure to Congress? Why did Dan Coates prevent D-class disclosed to Congress? Why did John Bolton prevent D-class disclosed to Congress? Why did Paul Ryan prevent subpoena power of our Congress?
Now, let me stop you right there. Paul Ryan. Okay, so Oleksandr was also saying, I can't get Fox News to talk about it. Who is on the board of directors for Fox News?
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan. Do you think he wants Oleksandr's story out there?
No, Paul Ryan is only interested in Democrat talking points, and for the Fox to talk about what Democrats are doing and not talk about the accomplishments of Donald Trump. That's what they're doing.
Boom.
Why did Rod Rosenstein work to entrap and install a blockade regarding the special counsel? Why did Rod Rosenstein install Mueller knowing that zero evidence of Russia collusion existed? Why did Mueller attempt to retake the FBI director position? Why did Mueller and Rosenstein drag out the special counsel investigation if known no Russia collusion plus start? Why did select members of the National Security Council and Vindman actively leak to the mainstream media? And why did select members of the National Security Council and Vindman orchestrate fake whistleblower report with Schiff, Atkinson's class 1 through 9 to sabotage and initiate an impeachment? Why did Pelosi rush impeachment investigation? Why did Pelosi then hold impeachment articles up until January the 15th? Remember, that was the day that the first COVID was here. Why did Schiff push false Russia evidence narrative post closed door interviews? No evidence of collusion. And why did Schiff coordinate with the White House and the National Security Council through the proxies to arrange for Ukraine whistleblower, the whistleblower, that no one could say his name, Eric Cheramella? Why did Schiff actively leak knowing false statements during post-classified sessions to the mainstream media? And why did Schiff legally surveil phone members for the White House legal team, media, and Congress? And what Pentagon officials, class 1 through 99 subject, tendered their resignation within a 2-week period? Why did Omarosa, whatever her name is, Newman, attempt to entrap POTUS through secret and illegal recordings? They actually tried. Why did Soros finance anti-POTUS events and organizations all across the U.S., still doing it today? Why did class 1 through 99 organize and push propaganda smear campaign through the use of the mainstream media in Hollywood? Class 1 through 99 foreign, 1 through 99 foreign, 1 through 99 foreign, 1 through 99 foreign, 1 through 99, same, 1 through 99 plus, times, that's times, class 1 through 99 times 49, insurgency, irregular warfare, the greatest political scandal in history. What are they trying to prevent? Who are they trying to protect? Q.
Wow, guys, it's starting to become very clear. Again, this is 4484, the Justice Department talking about SDNY. Attorney General William Barr and the nomination of Jay Clayton to serve as U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Okay. SDNY, importance of SDNY control, jurisdiction, Wiener evidence collection, Clinton Foundation, Epstein evidence collection. But it's Trump that's trying to hide it, Shady.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine. Focus on the above for now. Watch New York City. This is SDNY News. The guard refusing to step down. POTUS refusal to formally nominate. Appointed to post by SDNY judges. Unusual. Removal of acting. The stakes are high. They will fight. Super Bowl is great. This will Super Bowl puppy show. Again, Shady Grove, this is 4489. And again, this is from 2020. This should all have been happening already, guys. Okay? And now it's happening today. So let's go to 4489, Shady.
Focus at 2145 in the video. Can
Okay,
you
let's,
see
let's go.
and understand?
Let's go. Wait, let's go to 21. Oh, the video is unavailable, of course.
I was going to say, take out the, I'm sure it's got a little,
Nope, just unavailable. Go ahead.
okay. Can you see and understand their attempts to stop accountability? Who benefits the most from COVID-2C lockdowns? Lockdowns plus COVID, POTUS, economic gains wiped. Lockdown, COVID, POTUS, unemployment gains wiped. Lockdown, COVID, POTUS, rally, holding, prevent, gathering, diminish energy. Lockdown plus COVID, closed churches. Other person to person, keep in isolation, dim energy, fear, no hope. Hope you guys are all seeing that this whole thing with COVID was to prevent Donald Trump from becoming president again. Lockdown plus C, incorporated death toll, dims, mayor, plus governor, push COVID positive seniors to hot zones, plus senior homes, care facilities to retain fear and lockdown, isolate, control, combine pneumonia, influence the death count with COVID, including death toll. That's why they sent the people to the nursing homes, was to get the death count up. It wasn't a mistake. Lockdowns plus COVID, Biden hideaway, prevent self-embarrassment. Lockdowns plus COVID, Democrat state, mail-in ballot, doorstep flood. Lockdowns plus COVID, build public unrest and the future of the BLM for the 4-year push. Lockdowns plus COVID, release unrest, BLM 4-year push within closed D-controlled cities and dedicated safe zones. Mayor, government, coordinated, guaranteed release of these arrested. BLM 4-year push, Biden negative news on eliminate regarding Ukraine, China, family bribes and corruption. BLM 4-year push, Biden negative news, eliminate and preserve, quote, me too, hashtag future or attack. BLM 4-year push, insert Antifa, domestic and foreign pocket controlled D safe zones, country on fire, real, MSD fake, bait, POTUS, use of GI military, civilian untrained, capture, money, shot, shooting for peaceful protester, breach of White House, perimeter, takeover, security, POTUS, current former military, public statements, POTUS, unconstitutional framework, military takeover, if exercised, loyalist, prevent. You understanding what that says, guys? BLM 4-year push, COVID wave 2, opportunity card, D, mayor, gov, impose new restrictions if needed, retain narrative of mail-in vote, needed, safety, security, limit, economic, unemployment recovery, slow, added, bar, today. Lockdowns plus COVID, halt use of grand jury, estimated due to close proximity, COVID mandated restrictions throughout all cities. Lockdowns plus COVID, halt travel if called witnesses regarding pending investigations in Durham and known legal out deployed by witness. I do not feel comfortable and or safe traveling due to COVID-19 health concerns. Drive baseline MSD and C coordinated narrative con. Apply logic and common sense. What are they trying to prevent? And who benefits the most? All assets deployed. Q.
Wow. All connected. Holy moly, Shady.
They literally created a worldwide pandemic because they were so afraid of Donald Trump and we the people. The core of this, they are afraid of we the people. They are afraid of the day that they can't walk down the street.
Yeah. They're afraid of you.
Yep.
They're afraid of this information reaching the mainstream.
That's why they took us off
even
YouTube.
Today.
That's why they sent all their, whenever we decided to tell the truth about General Flynn, instead of recognizing that we are a colleague and we are allowed to have our perspective and they can have their perspective and we all move on together, they can't do that. We're a problem because we represent something that they cannot function with.
Yeah. Wow. Let me go back to the Q posts. We've got an article here from Accountability, Russia and Ukraine scandals. Fired prosecutor was given Biden Ukraine allegations. Timing of video release, 4,500. And Berman termination. Coincidence? You cannot attack your political opponent. The doubters will soon be believers, years in the making. Wow. Okay, guys, here we go. Shoot. Oh, shit. I want you to read this one, Shady. 4620, and it brings our buddy up again, Shady.
It sure does. Infiltration in the kill box. I want everybody to slow down. Slow down with your chats. I want you to listen to this post. thoroughly, top to bottom. This is not a joke, everybody. This is not a joke, and this is not the CIA telling on itself. Only those who could and can be controlled via blackmail or like beliefs were installed in critical leadership positions across all political and non-political control and command positions. Control and command positions necessary to ensure the protective blanket insurance. Traitors everywhere. D, leadership in joint ops with China and the CCP in an effort to regain power. It was never about the virus. Sequence of events. Flynn, first strike designated or designed to 1, cripple, 2, prevent exposure of illegal acts regarding Hussein, White House, chain of command through national security intel discovery. 3, install control replacement rogue McMaster. McMaster, removal of loyalist intel community, national security. Install controlled rogue 2 Coates, DNI, prevent D-class from the House Senate blockade. Pre-install rogue 3 through 6, greater than referrals to POTUS regarding McMaster, Coates, Rays, Bolton, plus, indicating more names there. Install controlled rogue 7 Bolton. Bolton, removal of loyalists in the intel community, national security. Intel community, national security, White House, essential to control infiltration to prevent the D-class and the public exposure of the true events. Illegal surveillance regarding candidates 1 and 2, House members 1X, Senate members 1X, journalist 1X, ambassador 1X, plus class 1 through 9 events, 99 events. Mueller installed Comey termination, loss of power, POTUS inside of a box, prevent counterattack. Impeachment installed Mueller termination, loss of power, POTUS inside a box, prevent counterattack. COVID-19 insurance plan above, fail. So COVID-19 was inserted because everything they tried before it didn't work. You understand how this is reading? COVID-19 installed impeachment, termination, loss of power, POTUS inside a box, prevent counterattack. COVID-19 stage 1, inform POTUS, Intel, CDC, plus WHO, plus security advisors. Nothing to fear. Do not close travel. Do nothing. The political setup. They were trying to tell Trump not to do anything. Just let it go on. Don't stop travel from China. Don't stop travel from anywhere. That was the recommendation. What would that have resulted in had he done that? Trying to box him in. COVID-19 stage 2 informed POTUS of doomsday, inaccurate scenarios and models predicting death counts of a millions plus political force, lockdown, wipe economic and unemployment gains. COVID-19 stage 3, activate controlled D-govs to spike death count plus prevent statewide fear by presenting alarming on-ground conditions, hospital care supplies, and projections. COVID-19 stage 4, push testing to spike infected rate and incline due to daily testing, including the political setup. Controlled MSDNC failure to report death count rates proportional to infected rate. Deliberate miscounting of infected numbers and percentages. Change non-positive to positive. Label death of non-COVID-19 as COVID-19, etc. COVID-19 stage 5, eliminate and censor any opposing views, anti-narrative. Again, COVID-19 stage 5, they've already lost. Now where are we at? Eliminate and censor any opposing views of anti-narrative. Ready when needed. Activate 4-year BLM narrative, 4X power. Use as division plus 2020 COVID-19 infected rates to justify close limit until November 3rd. COVID-19 calculated deep political gain 1. Eliminate record economic gains 2. Eliminate record unemployment gains 3. Shelter Biden from public appearances. Limit public exposure of mental condition 4. Shelter Biden from Ukraine exposure. Narrative change. Media focus. COVID-19 5. Shelter Biden from presidential debates. Requested demands due to COVID-19 6. Delay D convention. Strategic takeover of nominee post conference 7. Eliminate, delay POTUS's rallies, terminate energy. 8. Eliminate ability of people together and to divide. 9. Eliminate ability to find peace, strength in time of need. Strict church closures, but your pot shops were open and your strip clubs were open. 10. Promote mail-in voting as only safe method. Bypass NSA election security and installed midterms plus 111. Push state bailout stimulus, California and New York, plus your wish list items. 12, increase the national debt. Place China into a controlling debt position. Regain leverage. 13, test conditional limits of public acceptance to obey. 14, test conditional limits of public non-acceptance. 15, test conditional limits of state and authority government mayor. 16, test conditional limits of media social censorship. Who benefits the most? The D's? China? CCP? Russia is the enemy? China is our friend. MSDNC and social media programming? All assets deployed. Everything seen yesterday, today, and tomorrow equals calculated political moves and events designed and launched by the D Party in coordination with other domestic and foreign entities in an attempt to regain power over you, prevent accountability, shadow presidency, Hussein, shadow government, information warfare, insurgency. Your voice and your vote matters. Patriots stand united. Welcome to the revolution. Q. Very
Shady,
interesting.
the shadow presidency Hussein totally discredits devolution. Isn't devolution correctly? Isn't that correct?
Devolution. If devolution is anything, it's Hussein's. If devolution is anything, it belongs to Hussein, and it stems back to before Donald Trump.
And that was our actual theory, because they did say that Charles Flynn and all that stuff that happened on January 6th took away the powers of the president from Donald J. Trump, which is in fact devolution.
And I'd like to mention that in that post where it said right there, it said, this is the statement. At the end of that post, that long post that I just read, it said, everything seen, everything, not some things, everything seen yesterday, today, and tomorrow equals a calculated political move event designed and launched by the D Party in coordination with other domestic and foreign entities in an attempt to regain power over you, prevent accountability. That includes the line that says, Flynn, first strike designed to, one, cripple. That does not mean Flynn is immune from the D Party con that they're running, that this post is selecting. Flynn is part of the D Party op to cripple POTUS.
And prevent exposure of illegal acts regarding Hussein and the White House chain of command.
Correct.
Pretty simple.
Wow.
All right, 4640, guys. Great points. Let's move along. But interesting change of events. Weekly false attacks. Whistleblowers false. First, Vindman coordination. Adam Schiff. Whistleblower false narrative. Insert Ukraine. Biden deflect. Returning to news. Legal. AS. Adam Schiff, backroom prep. Second whistleblower, Adam Schiff, backroom prep. Third whistleblower, national security, Pentagon, SR 1 through 4. Seth Rich, backroom preparation, dry run, campaign refusal, USD, JCS 2, refusal to concede narrative, challenge legally, battleground 4, ballot harvest 4, illegally, CA 1. Everything's at stake. Win by any means necessary. Plan accordingly in November. And look what happened, guys. They took it. These are our last few posts here. But basically, let's go to this one. What groups are financing Ukraine? Why are they financing Ukraine? Why was Hunter in Ukraine? What did Pop threaten to withhold from Ukraine? $1 billion? Who benefits? Why did Pop, meaning Joe Biden, what did he receive in return? Why is Hunter not in jail? Think. Blackmail, bribes, extortion, threats. How do you control a leader? How do you control a country? Are you ready to take back control? Your vote matters. You have all the tools you need. And by the way, Ukraine, China, Iraq, Iran opens the door far beyond the Biden family. How do you protect your interests, shelter from prosecution and public awareness, control and infiltrate the DOJ, FBI, state, intel, news, ... How many fired FBI Russia mid-year received a book deal? Do we know anybody that we know that was involved with Russia that got a book deal, Shady?
A few.
Book deals can be lucrative. Follow the family. U.S. taxpayers paid for it in full. Information warfare. Again, if you haven't figured it out yet, it's not about Trump's corruption. It's about their corruption, guys. And that's our show, Shady Groove. And by the way, what happens if Ukraine, right? This is it. This is it. Would Ukraine own and control the White House? Shady Groove, what a show.
Thank you guys so much for your support of Mr. Dubinsky over there, and let's continue that support. We're hoping to increase our communications with him. Today was about telling the story that is the story. The story is that everything that you saw that has been done was not random events on the world stage. These things were planned. They were set up. They were initiated. They intentionally released a virus because they were afraid of what Donald Trump is doing right now today. They weren't afraid of what Donald Trump was doing in the past. They were afraid of what he might do one day. And here we are on that day watching that they are doing it on this day. He is doing what he promised to do, which is the threat that he made, which is the reason that we are all here. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining Rumble Premium here at the MG Show. We greatly appreciate you. Wow, oh wow, what an amazing day today.
I got the blues, Shady.
You got the PSYOP blues?
Always wrong until I'm right.
Always the wrong until we're right blues. That's right.
That's right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you, Shady. Thank you, Yeti.
Thank you.
I woke up this morning, clouds hanging tight, stumbling through the dark till I find the light. MG music humming low and tight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. I got the always wrong till I'm right blues. Hear my plea. Mistakes keep piling, weighing down on me. MG music plays through the fight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Folks point and laugh, say I'm a fool, tripping on my words, breaking every rule. MG music brills, cuts the cruel night. I'm always wrong till I'm right. I got the always wrong till I'm right blues. Hear my plea. Mistakes keep piling, weighing down on me. MG music plays through the fight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Preach or bend, son, you're lost in sin. I said, Reverend, I'll lose till I win. MG music roars, my soul takes flight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Preacher man said, son, you're lost in sin. I said, Reverend, I'll lose till I win. MG music roars, my soul takes flight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. So pour me some whiskey, let the night unfold. MG music hums a story untold. I'll crawl through the blues till the dawn's in sight. I'm always wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Till
I'm right. God bless you all on the MG Show. Thank you, DQ, for the $25. We love you all. Where we go, one we go all. www.mg.show. Boom.